Ladies, young ladies and gentlemen, good day to all of you. In international news, Russia, during the night of Thursday, June 5, 2025, to Friday, June 6, 2025, so last night has unleashed a deluge of fire on the Ukrainian capital, Kiev. Kiev did not sleep, and Kiev is struggling to wake up. Or rather, Kiev woke up to flames everywhere. The number of missiles and the scale of last night's attack are so high that some Western experts are now estimating that this is Russia's response to what Ukraine and NATO recently carried out in Russia on June 1st and taunt. Yet, in reality, nothing seems to be Russia's response or retaliation just yet. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 people so far have been sent to their eternal rest. 4 people. These images you can see here, which I'll make sure to show if the team doesn't forget. These images come straight from Kiev. It is the Ukrainian capital. Yes. And so, what just happened tonight? The United States Embassy in Ukraine was right. But is this really the strike that America saw in its intelligence reports? But what remains clear on the Russian side is that this is still not the retaliation. In any case, for now, there has been no official statement. And we still do not have all the details regarding the extent of the damage. We do not have all the information yet. It has just happened. Everything is still very fresh. People are crying right now in Ukraine, in Kiev. And I am telling you, all of this is still very sad. And that is why we truly want steps to be taken toward peace. Let's go deeper, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go deeper. But as usual, please agree to share the video conference. Give it lots of likes. According to official information, for now, there are 4 deaths in Kiev. A Russian attack with drones and ballistic missiles. These are combined attacks. You know, this is Russia's new style of warfare. They combine elements drones, missiles. They even use fake drones and fake missiles. Russia has gone as far as in 2023. Russia even used fake plastic tanks just to deceive the enemy. Russia's ability to cause harm in terms of war strategy is beyond what you can imagine. So, Russia carried out a combined strike that has sent at least 4 people to their eternal rest so far. This information comes from local authorities. The authorities in Kiev, it's not Russia speaking. It's Kiev that feels the pain, that is starting to speak out. You know, all the military activities that Russia has carried out recently, from June honest to June 4th up to June 5th, I would say, they have refused to communicate about them. No, the local authorities did not speak. They refused to, because in their war communication strategy, they have always wanted to highlight that spectacular strike Ukraine carried out against Russian bombers and then against Russian railways. But if you see that this time they are taking the time to talk about it, it's because it has become it's inexplicable, really. It has reach a level where even they themselves are lost. If the capital itself is being targeted, it means that those who lead Ukraine are no longer safe. Fortunately, they had already sent Volodymyr Zelensky to a safe place since the strike they carried out. Because wherever Zelensky is, the Russian military can locate, set the geographic coordinates, mark, lock down the perimeter, and then send to. But if that happens, it will create another chaos in Ukraine. And Russia does not want to do that for the moment. So, according to official information, several other regions have been affected with reports of heavy bombardment. Several other regions. That is to say, the Russian army did not limit itself to the capital, Kiev. And since the beginning of the conflict, Kiev has not been regularly targeted. Kiev had been spared because it is the decision-making center. The front line was elsewhere. But this time, the front line has been brought right into the capital itself. So, according to the statement from the mayor of Kiev, known as Vitaly Klitschko, the boxer, he reported a toll of 20 injured, 16 hospitalized, and the rest at eternal rest. So, other regions, as we mentioned, were also hit hard. Besides Kiev, outside of Kiev, last night's massive Russian bombardments struck western Ukraine in the town of Lutsk, not far from the Polish border. A massive missile and drone attack partially destroyed a residential building, injuring 5 people. That's according to the head of the regional administration, Ivan Rudinsky, who noted that similarly in the region of Ternopil, which is also in western Ukraine, yes, Ternopil suffered its most massive air attack so far. According to official statements from the regional military administration, Ternopil was hit by multiple missile and aerial strikes. That is to say, not only were the strikes combined, but they were also group strikes, multiple strikes. The governor of the military region, known as Vitez Vyacheslav Nedoga Negoda, he says this is the largest strike his locality has experienced since the beginning of the conflict. And now, the question remains, are we witnessing Russia's retaliation? In any case, the information will confirm it for us. Because if Russia reacts, if this is Russia's retaliation, Russia will claim responsibility, and Russia will congratulate itself. But I believe this is not yet the retaliation. This is the special military operation continuing. Yes, Russia's retaliation will come. But what just happened here? If we tell Ukraine that this is not the retaliation, Ukraine will cry. Because this alone is enough to make one cry. All the more so, if we say that this is not yet the retaliation, that there is something else coming, that's a whole different situation. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the top story in the news. So thank you for sharing it, and I wish a very happy holiday to all of you, the faithful Muslims. I'll be back with more news shortly. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.